Hello and welcome to the OverShadow ShadowCast with Thomas Anderson and Abigail Moat.
Hello, I am back and I feel a little bit more alert than last week. However, I misinterpreted what this weather was going to be.
And so you have wore inappropriate clothing.
I have. It is quite warm because the weather promised that it was going to be cloudy where I am, and it is not. It is very bright.
So Abigail, what have you been doing this week?
I was playing Elder Scrolls Online with you, and I learned to do some stuff. Like, for example, I learned to make some potions, and we also learned that my inventory fills up incredibly fast. To the point where you were just getting very frustrated.
I was getting frustrated.
Is that, I was. I don't know if you were
right,
actually,
sorry,
but
yeah.
I was getting super frustrated.
Yeah, that was because I was having to give you all the useful items, all the components and materials that you could use to try and help you level up those skills so that you could learn how to use them.
Yeah.
So that obviously meant your inventory was fuller than mine because I was giving you anything useful.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, it's usually not a problem with the exception of food provisions, materials, and alchemy provision materials as well. Alchemy materials and provisioning materials, which is food. Because there's hundreds of different components and you need them all to mix together to create stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But out with that, it's not an awful lot. To make something out of wood, you just need the wood and a trait item, I think it is.
Yeah, but I still haven't been able to do a lot, and we've not really done a lot. I've learned that over the last few weeks, but we've been playing like an hour here and there, that it takes a very long time to do anything.
Oh yeah, this game's quite slow and pretty enormous, to be honest with you, so it does take a long time. We did do one side quest that we found though.
Yeah.
And we found another one with a woman that we couldn't do, so we ran away and the woman chased us. Help me, help me!
Yeah, that was very annoying.
Yeah. But I quite enjoyed what we did do, and I think you're learning.
Yeah, but again, we've not really done
No, so we can't really
enough to really comment on it properly.
Yeah.
And it's slowly getting very hot in here.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been up to this week. What have you been up to?
Well, I've been writing that Crackdown 3 review, because it's the first one I've done. I'm taking a bit of time with it.
Yeah, when am I going to be able to read it?
When it's finished, I assume. Can you read?
Yes.
It'll be when I've finished writing it then. And I started playing Homefront Revolution because it's on the Game Pass for free, and I heard that it's terrible, and I want to know why it's terrible.
Homefront Revolution. I've not heard that. I don't know anything about it. I'm going to try and guess what it's about. I'm going to guess you're on the home front and there's a revolution.
Right, I'm hooking you up to the car battery.
Is it a historic game, is it? Like a
No.
time period? Okay.
It's modern day, slightly futuristic, I suppose, but in an alternate universe.
Oh. We should do that every week. You tell me the name of a game, and if I've not heard of it, I try to guess what it's about, but like properly.
Homefront Revolution, right? What type of game is it? What genre?
I'm gonna guess war.
That's not a genre.
I'm gonna guess it's a fighting game of some, a first-person shooter.
Yes.
Yay. Yes, I think it's a first-person shooter.
Now, Homefront Revolution.
I'm going to guess it's set during a war of some description, or during a revolution of some description.
Right, okay, yes, you're correct on that one.
Is it against the government?
I suppose in a functional sense, yeah, you could say that, but not the actual government elected by the people, shall we say.
The royal family?
No, it's not set here.
No, but our royal family.
No.
There's many different royal families in the world.
Let me put it this way. What would we have done if Hitler had successfully invaded?
We would have...
Well, you'd have
revolted.
capitulated and started speaking German, but what would the rest of us have done?
I would have fought. Well, actually, I don't know. I wouldn't know what time I would have done during that time. If I've been born during that time period, I probably would have different viewpoints on certain things in life. So I do not know.
Okay, but
is this kind of like the Man in the High Castle type of thing?
No.
No.
Well, no, actually, yeah, it could be. I think so. Is that the Germans have taken over the world?
Yeah.
Right. So
I've only ever seen half an episode.
Right, but how would you oust an occupying force?
You would drive them out. You would revolt against them.
Right, so if I've just used the phrase, what do you think the setting is?
It's a revolt against the government or an efficient.
I used the phrase
I can't remember.
occupying force.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yes, it's a revolt against an occupying force, and in this
Oh my god, it's a cloud.
in this alternate reality, the most advanced nation on Earth is North Korea.
All right.
So, what country do you think North Korea would go after?
South Korea. Japan.
It's
America.
Correct.
I was just trying to think
Well,
geographically who's closer.
You wouldn't necessarily, to put it into context, you wouldn't necessarily set a revolution game in Japan or South Korea.
Well, I don't know.
The reason being, well, in Japan it'd be kind of difficult because they don't have guns. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. We can skip past that because I've not finished it, and I'm not falling into the trap like I used to of talking about games while I'm halfway through playing them, because then I just end up repeating myself the following week. So what I've actually been doing this week was I went through to Edinburgh and we helped my brother move flat from the one he's renting to the one he now owns with his girlfriend. Ooh, he's got cooties. And
I'm sorry. Are we 6 years old?
of course not. 6 years old is way too young for cooties. It's more like 9 or 10.
Also, I never remember. That's only an American thing. I've never heard that used on a play. I don't ever remember you heard that phrase used in playgrounds when I was little. The sun's back. No.
As is that aeroplane. So basically, they'd pack up the boxes and then just put them on me like a game of Buckaroo, and I'd be walked down the stairs.
Oh, okay, I understand this. Was earlier before we started, I said, oh, my back's sore because I've got a bad back. And you said, would it be as sore as if you put a box on it? And I was very confused by that statement. I was like, it'd be worse? I don't know.
I wasn't being dismissive, just to clarify. I was just having a bit of fun.
Yeah, but I didn't understand why a box? Why would it be on my back? Now I understand.
I had told you that that's what I'd been doing, so I assumed you'd put it together.
Okay.
Fuchsia.
What happens when we assume?
You get it wrong.
You always spoil my fun, don't you?
But you do get it wrong. Whenever we assume anything, you always get it wrong.
What happens when you assume?
Well, I can't say that on national TV.
We all know what it is, though. Right, so we move on to the news then, please.
Okay.
So the first news story is about Anthem.
Shall I? Or shall ye?
Shall you?
Shall I?
Shall you?
Shall
Shall
I?
you?
Shall you?
Shall you? Shall you?
Shall you? Yeah, sure, boy, yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, ba, sure, yeah.
What are you saying?
I think it's I do not like fish. That's just, I don't eat fish. That's for Hills. Yeah, sure.
Hi,
Yeah,
Hills. Have I met
ba,
Hills?
yeah. No,
No. I've met James.
you met James.
Yes.
And Brian.
And your
Do you remember
brother.
Brian?
Yes.
Remember Brian?
Yes.
Oh. Does he have a face?
Did you just say, does he have a face?
Does
yes.
he have a face?
Yes, he does have a
Oh,
face,
you
as do
remembered
many
him.
people.
You remembered him fine then. Excellent. So this story's about Anthem. Anthem has lost 50% of its player base.
Although BioWare hasn't yet to actually release official stats report on that.
And EA has recently claimed in a patch report, I think it was, or at least a press release about their recent patches and updates, has claimed that Anthem is in early access. That it's been, apparently it has been since its release about 10 weeks ago. It specifically said that it's in its 10th week of early access.
See, this is what I don't understand about early access. Oh,
Aye.
so do you want me to... I'll wait until you finish, sorry.
No, it was. On you go.
I thought early access meant that only a select few could play it and then it was released to the public
No, that's
after they do the bugs.
Closed.
Closed access.
If it's closed beta or closed alpha or maybe closed early access, although I've never heard of that, that's to just the people they invite.
Right.
Open means anybody can.
But I don't even remember them saying that it was in early access when it
'cause
was released.
It's a lie.
Right.
They've
That's
made
sad.
that up to cover for the fact that the game is
Yeah.
empty and broken.
Well, I mean, what was it? There was apparently a survey done on Reddit,
Yes.
and at least 50% had encountered many bugs while playing this, and apparently they also had over 1,000 responses to the survey.
I believe there was another survey that found it was it 63% of people who'd played Anthem had already said that they were done with it. No matter what happened.
There was a few things that.
That survey covered that as well.
Yeah, there was another bit on it, but I just thought that the most important one there was the 50% had encountered bugs. So if they had 1,000 responses, that's like 500 players, 500 people that actually found this post had experienced bugs. So I can do math. Okay.
Did you find anything else?
Yeah, apparently EA have also been advertising for a senior systems designer with experience developing loot systems to work on the Anthem team, and because I saw this in a story and I decided to check, and yeah, they're still advertising for that.
So the loot system is a massive problem because it's been not great to begin with, to be honest. They made huge mistakes with it. It's just, the thing about loot is it has to be rewarding.
Yeah.
And that's a feeling almost. And they didn't achieve that at all. They made, like I said before, they made a looter shooter where the loot doesn't work and the shooting's not fun.
No.
So the one thing they've got going is the flight system, but most people can still point out to a problem where the flight system is still a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
So it's not great, but the fact that they're advertising, I know this is EA, not BioWare, but the fact they're advertising for it demonstrates that EA, they're going down the games as a service loot system mechanic, right? They're no buckling on that. So, you know, I know this is for loot, so it can be free drops during the game, but if it's EA that's doing it, it means they're going to also put in microtransactions and loot boxes as much as they can. But it does demonstrate that they know that they don't have the team to do that.
Yeah, so at least it kind of, you know, to put a positive spin on it, at least they're trying to like fix it. They're advertising for new people to come onto the team and try and fix what's broken.
Yeah, but it should never have been released.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
No, there is no doubt that it should never have been released in its current state. So my question to you is, what do EA and BioWare do? ?
I think then probably they need to give some sort of a refund on the game that's currently out there, or at least a partial refund. But what was it? It's about £60, wasn't it, to buy?
I'm not sure if they could do that.
Well, they need to do something quickly. They need to fix it quickly.
Cut the price, maybe have some time where you can play it for free. The problem that they've got is there's no content in the game, so that wouldn't help. It's not like Destiny 2, where they made it free for a wee while and people thought, oh, I like that, I'd play that. You know, Destiny. Apparently people have been turning away from Anthem back to the old looter shooters they played before.
Mm-hmm.
Back when my grandpappy was young, we played Destiny 2. And I think that's good for them, to be honest, because they're better games.
I think also another thing that they need to sort of do is they need to look at this experience and go, listen, guys, we cannot afford to do this again. Next game, it has to be nigh on perfect condition before we release it, just to have any sort of credibility left.
The problem is there's absolutely no leadership in the development section to actually, and the higher ups don't care about quality, they care about profit. So there is nobody anywhere to actually say that.
Well, then they need to have somebody in to do that, because otherwise this is going to be like this is just going to keep repeating the process again and again.
Yeah, for sure. But the point is that the people who would hire that person in don't care about quality. So what they would say to the person is, how can you ensure that we make more money?
Well, I think that BioWare are going to have to make a stand and just leave, or and be bought. Oh, are they?
Yeah, a lot of the developers are just walking.
Yeah.
Which doesn't bode well.
But I think that the company itself, either everybody has to leave and just create a new company, because I don't think they're going to have much trouble trying to find somebody to sort of back them creating a new company.
The workforce, we are old BioWare.
Yeah.
Save us. Do you know why it's called BioWare?
No.
I read that apparently it was 2 medical doctorate graduates that started the company.
Well done.
Interesting.
Yes. What's your opinion?
EA and BioWare.
Yeah.
Fire all of their top tier staff.
Will they be able to do that? Because I thought it was the top tier staff that kind of make that decision.
No, they can fire them all if they get the shareholders and investors to do it.
Right.
Fire all of the top board brass because they don't know what they're doing, and then re-interview for the positions with people that actually care about quality. It's the only thing they can do.
Yes.
Or they have to have some sort of epiphany and care about their customers, which I don't see happening.
No.
I was going to say, for comparison, just for the sake of the discussion, that there was a game released. It was an MMORPG. It was Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
And when it initially released, it totally tanked. People hated it.
How come?
Because it wasn't very good at all. It just honestly wasn't very good. There was nothing more specific than that. I don't think it was just not very good. So what they did was they actually took it down and remade the game.
Are you able to do that?
How do you mean?
So if they were to take down, say, Anthem, if they took it down, would that mean that everybody who's bought it would still be able to play it or no longer be able to play it?
If they did, have to give them a full refund, or they would take it down and re-release it, and the people who previously bought it still had access to it.
Right, okay.
So it was 3 years after its initial release, they re-released Final Fantasy 14, and it's way better.
Okay.
They actually remade the game because it was so unpopular when it released to begin with.
Interesting.
There are games that have saved themselves, like Halo 5. That's a small one, but when they released the new map pack updates a couple of years ago, they got huge numbers of people moving across from previous Halo games to play Halo 5.
Yeah.
If you invest in it, people will play it. But it's EA, so they're not going to do that.
No.
Because they basically want money for free. That's really it. EA is just a gaming company that tries to trick you into giving them money.
Well, shall we move on to the next story then?
Yes. So this is another EA story, and it regards Apex Legends.
Apex Legends?
Apparently, EA paid millions to streamers to
Yep.
play it at release, and then when they stopped, people lost interest.
Well, I know that they were paying Twitch streamers.
Aye.
One in particular, Ninja, has been reportedly paid $1 million to stream Apex Legends. But Ninja did say in his videos that it was a paid sponsorship when he was streaming it.
Right, okay.
Like, he made that very clear to the people that were watching it.
Okay.
But he was not the only person that was paid. There was another, I believe, called Shroud, and I forget the other one that was also paid. But there were a few of them that were paid.
Yeah.
And not just 3, there was a fair few. But apparently within the last month, the amount of views that Twitch saw for Apex Legends has fallen by 75%.
Watched content, number of hours watched.
Yeah, it peaked at about 40 million hours, and it's down to roughly around 10 million hours now. So it's lost about 75% of its total viewership.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean that the game has lost interest, but people have definitely lost interest in watching people play it.
No, I think it's also lost a massive player base as well.
No, but what I'm saying is that that will not necessarily... I can't think of the word.
The Twitch streamer numbers doesn't necessarily indicate player base.
Yeah, the Twitch streamers doesn't necessarily reflect the player base.
But it does demonstrate a loss of interest.
Yeah.
Well, there are sort of twofold reasons to this. One, the interest was initially was artificial. It was pumped up by EA with all the paid streamers. But also, it's the fact that they haven't updated it. Like, Fortnite has regularly updated. They've added something every now and again, right? Mm-hmm. So a new weapon or item every month, that sort of thing. Whereas Apex Legends is the same as when it was released. In fact, they don't even have single player. They only have teams. So you have to play that game in a certain way. You don't have choices like you do in Fortnite. And so as a result, people have lost a bit of interest because of that. And you have to remember that this game, at the time of its release, was responsible for reversing a slide in EA stock value.
I don't remember that, but I will say okay.
I think it's now fallen. I think the first initial report was something like 14% stock price slide because Apex wasn't as popular as it was before.
Mm-hmm.
I think EA have just tried the same trick as they have with other games. Make it for cheap, put no money in afterwards, and then try and get people to pay money into it. Apparently Battlefront 2 is a different game from when it was released because DICE have done so much work for it. And I've got it there, I'll play it at some point, but the release impressions are extremely important. So Anthem will always be remembered for having nothing in it. Apex Legends will always be remembered for stalling after release, the fact that nothing was included in a game that was supposed to keep going. And Battlefront will always be remembered for the loot box scandal.
Yeah.
And
It's a shame that's happened, though. It is a shame for people that work on these.
Yeah, but when you're part of the EA family, that's what you should expect. Because Fortnite's team is like 1,000 people that work on upgrades for the game. Respawn got like a couple of hundred, and they're mostly being directed at other projects. So how can they possibly keep up?
Yeah.
Apparently, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has had a good resurgence as well.
All right.
That's the other major battle royale game.
Yeah.
And that's good, because that's the daddy of them all. That was the first battle royale game.
That's good.
If I ever play a battle royale game, that's the one I'm playing.
I feel like I would just fail instantly in a battle royale game.
Yes, you would.
What was that? Oh, I'm dead. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I died.
That's not quite how it works.
I'm just joking.
You would be the person who somehow managed to hit the ground and die.
Pretty much.
So we'll leave Apex Legends in peace.
Let's
Rest in peace, and we'll move on to the next
a slightly happier story.
Yeah, now this, well, kind of, but this is your story, so I will let you talketh about it.
Okay, so this is kind of it's a bittersweet story. Ubisoft have offered to give away until the 25th of April, but this news story didn't break until after we had recorded the last episode. I couldn't find it before until after. But I thought I would just like to give Ubisoft a nice little shout out there. Yes. So up until the 25th of April, Ubisoft were offering the game Assassin's Creed Unity free for PC. This was in relation to the horrific fire at Notre Dame. Very sad. But I did actually find out that most of the historic artifacts had been removed because of the renovation, so a lot of things have been saved, but unfortunately a lot of things have been destroyed because it was quite a bad fire. It makes it sound like really like it was like nothing. It was bad. And loads of people have been downloading it. As of the last time it was noted, 3 million people downloaded the game. And also we did a news story, was it about 2 weeks ago, where we were talking about review bombing?
Yes.
People have been reverse review bombing this, but that's what people have been...
I mean, like review aid drops.
They've been saying they've been giving loads of positive reviews for it.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, it got very mixed reviews when it was released in 2014. And now people are just saying they absolutely love it because apparently the game contains a very, very detailed representation of Notre Dame itself. Some people even were saying, oh, they could probably use this to recreate the parts that were destroyed in the fire. But Ubisoft have sort of come out saying, no, that's not going to happen. That's unlikely that will happen, because I believe there's an architect who worked at a university. I should have noted the name of the university. I forgot. My apologies. Who spent years using like lasery. I don't know what it is. Lasery things to laser modeling of the interior of Notre Dame itself. Notre Dame. But the French developer is going to be donating £500,000 towards the restoration as well, because so they've released the game and they're also donating £500,000 to
French developer Ubisoft.
Yes, French developer Ubisoft. Just a French developer somewhere out there.
Just a French developer.
No, Ubisoft are donating it, which is, I thought that was very nice. So yeah, this was for the PC that they released it. Because you actually said to me, oh, maybe you should download it. But if it was for the PC, one, I've run out of time now.
Yeah.
But also...
You don't have a PC.
Yeah. So I just thought this was a nice little story.
Yes. Now, I don't agree with the reverse review bomb. The game is not great. That's just the way that it is. Half decent story, annoying protagonist, the characters are a wee bit tedious, but I like the story idea. Setting's pretty good, but there's just way too many collectibles for you to run around and get. They could have done some great things with some of the side missions, but they managed to mess it up. The co-op stuff just doesn't work properly. It's not fun. The combat's not fun because they tried to make it more realistic and less counter-attack. Ezio kills everything in sight, but that just made it boring to me. I think this is the last one I've played. The last Assassin's Creed I played. I haven't played any others since because Assassin's Creed had its combat and its climbing system, and that's what it was for. And for me, they messed it up. So yeah, it's great that they've done this for free. It's great, but nobody's going to buy it anyway, so it's not that they lost anything. It was great PR, although I don't agree with the fact people have aid dropped it because it's terrible. Apparently it was more fun when it just released because the bugs involved like faces disappearing. So they would just be like sets of teeth and eyes looking at you.
We should also say that the game was set during the French Revolution.
Yeah, and I have to say, I was in and out of Notre Dame in that game and it was amazing, but there's guards everywhere, so you can't properly sit and enjoy it. So what was the point in that, Ubisoft? The game is just a fool's errand.
Okay, it's not an attack on Ubisoft.
But I don't agree with the review age drops because it's not right. The game's not great. Don't give it a plus because they've hitched their wagon to the set fire to Notre Dame. I mean, they came out, they gave 500,000, was it?
500,000, yeah.
To a building. I mean, there are people. Hideous.
I don't want to talk about the billion pounds that or $1 billion people have donated to that then.
Yeah. A billion.
Collectively, I think people have donated about $1 billion to this. People are saying that that would actually help a lot to clean up the oceans.
So we'll leave it at there. Unfortunately, some construction has just started in the local vicinities and environs, so we're going to quickly try and talk through it, and hopefully you won't hear anything, and we won't leave any breaks at all, will we, Abigail?
No, we won't.
So we hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe below, and if you do subscribe, you can click the notification bell so that you can be told on Wednesdays that we did something on a Wednesday, because we never do anything on a Wednesday. You leave a comment below, and you can also follow us on Facebook at overshadow.shadowcast, and you can contact us through Gmail at overshadow.shadowcast@gmail.com. All that's left for me to say is, Abigail, do you have anything to say?
No, all I have to say is bye-bye.
Okay, I say bye-bye as well.
Bye.